Let's go ahead and get to the listener comments because we got a lot this episode, so I want to get to as many of these as I possibly can. This comment from Thought D Fan, whatever. Funny update. Vext, referring to Tommy Vext, has now made a video blog saying he's forgiven his ex-bandmates and that he is now choosing to, I guess, separate himself from politics. People in the comments section that aren't licking his boot are saying things like, he must be really hurting on money and so on. I don't know the guy well enough to predict what will happen next, but I wonder if he's really committed to this or if shit's gonna explode again. Thank you very much for the update. The internet is a weird, wacky, wonderful place. But at the same time, you always have to be aware that a lot of the stuff on the internet is complete and utter bullshit. And you can get so caught up in the bullshit that you lose complete touch with reality. And that's what happened in the case of Tommy Vext. And he essentially admits that I was 100% right. Not specifically referring to me. I'm a narcissist, but I'm not, not that level. Because listen, I'm not a motherfucker who's all going to be like, oh, dude, I'm right. But in reality, I am the motherfucker who's going to be like, I'm right. Because here, I'm here to tell y'all, I'm fucking right, dog. This went exactly the way I said it would go from day one. So basically the gist of it is Tommy Vext goes on a spiritual retreat. Things have been just going bad to worse. And he just kicked in the nuts over and over again, taking load after load. So I guess he had to go on this spiritual retreat because he's like, dude, I got to figure some shit out. So he did like a video blog kind of laying everything out. I mean, he has apologized to everyone. When I do make this omnibus, basically every motherfucker that he has any beef with along the way, he is circling back and apologizing to, other than the women that he fucked up, allegedly. But yeah, in regards to his ex-bandmates, his ex-management, all that shit, he's walking around, kissing every ass, sucking every cock. Life has a way of humbling you when you're being a huge asshole. I'm going to go ahead and play a few clips here. First, Tommy refers to his ex-bandmates in the Bad Wolves.
And I don't want to engage in this anymore, and I don't need you guys to do it on my behalf. Me and Chris from Bad Wolves made up a while ago. You guys know that me and Ivan squashed the beef, and we even did a song together and shot a video. And, I've been in touch with those guys. I've been hanging out with Zoltan again and seeing Chris. And, just having all my friends back in my life has been a blessing. And it's a lot to do with taking responsibility, me taking responsibility for my part in these misunderstandings, and also just the drama. And I've been made aware of like a lot of the stuff that went on with spilling the tea and all this shit. It caused massive problems for a lot of people that I didn't even see.
So yeah, basically everyone involved with the Bad Wolves thing, he's gone back and apologized to, including management. Alan Kovac, who's the owner of Better Noise Music. When you have these like really rabid internet fan bases, they can work you into doing some really dumb shit. Because when you're Tommy Vext and you come out and you start talking shit about Alan Kovac and saying he's a racist and all that shit, all your online nut huggers are going to be like, dude, you go get him, motherfucker, and fucking, metal fucking emojis and shit like that. And everybody's pumping you up and you think you're some badass. The reality is you're burning bridges and you got to go back and rebuild those motherfuckers, and it's a pain in the ass. That's what he's finding out the hard way, because he would not listen to anyone's good sense, specifically mine. So then he goes on and addresses his issues with the media.
The media would go after me. I would perceive that as an orchestrated hit piece, and then I would attack the band, or I would attack X, Y, and Z. And as a result of it, we split the fan base completely in half. And the people who followed me, I'm super grateful for you guys. I love you. Everything I have in my life to this point is because you guys stuck by my side. But I'm going to ask you guys for one more favor, and that favor is to stop trolling my ex-band members. The online bullying, it affects them. And I don't like bullying. And I, in my self-righteousness, I felt like I was fighting back, but feelings aren't always facts. I caused a lot of wreckage by just really blasting everybody.
So Tommy felt he was fighting back. It's just, to me, that's bullshit. I feel like Tommy had his chest puffed out and was a big man until he had finally been humbled. And at that point, you circle back and you start trying to be like, well, I was just trying to do this. Tommy did go on and talk a little bit about having to face the monster known as cancel culture.
I think a lot of the issues that have been going on with, obviously I experienced cancel culture. And I just don't think that it's a productive means of, I don't think it's a sustainable culture. And so I need you guys to know from my heart that, like, I've forgiven John, right? John has a right to go make songs and do whatever he wants. I forgave Doc. I'm happy that he's in Ice Nine Kills. I hope he gets a permanent job there. He's living his best life. Those guys don't cross my mind. I don't have any resentments against them. And I understand that what we all did together, me and John and Max and Drew and Joseph, we made magic. Those first two records were magic. And it's never going to be the same with, whenever you change creative lineups, it'll never be the same.
Tommy sees himself as having been fucked with by cancel culture. Tommy searched out cancel culture. Tommy went and picked a fight with fucking cancel culture. If the dude was in a fucking band whose biggest claim to fame was that they had this one big hit cover song. And, Tommy, he can sing, he's a good-looking dude, all that shit. They could have absolutely taken advantage of that momentum and made themselves into something much bigger. But that's the moment Tommy chooses to go into fucking self-destruct mode and fuck everything up. He has to make a point. You need to know that vaccinations are bullshit. And fucking Donald Trump is the man. And, every fucking liberal should be hanging by their nuts and all that stuff. Bro, I mean, you're being antagonistic. You are looking for shit. Basically, what's happened to Tommy is he fucked around and found out. Now he's been humbled. Now he's having to essentially rebuild his fucking life. It's one thing if you're minding your own business and you're creating and you're doing shit and somebody takes issue with what you're doing and calls you out. And, that's one thing. Cancel culture has come looking for you. But, we talked recently about Metallica, that there was some big issue with them. Cancel culture came looking for them. They were looking for shit to complain about Metallica. But in this case, you're the dumbass who went knocking on their fucking door. And then your surprise Pikachu face when the shit hits the fan and you start losing favor with your fan base that aren't fucking insane far right-wing weirdos. So, basically at the end of the day, Tommy got worked by the internet. So, fuck it. He's done a good thing here. He's acknowledged his issues.
And at this point, it doesn't matter if people get mad and they get upset and they talk shit about me. We're taking the high road. We're not going to engage. And we're just going to send love to everybody. So
no need to apologize to me, buddy. Save that call. Give that to one of these fucking various people you've choked, allegedly. So I recorded this, and then the very next morning, Coyle of Bad Wolves, who was famously one of the people who received a Tommy Vext hug, a.k.a. a rear naked choke, allegedly. And even though Tommy Vext made a point, as we just saw, to come out and grandstand about what a great guy he is now, and he's nice now, and now's the time for you all to get behind him and get his back. Well, one of his many victims, alleged victims, has come out and let us know that Tommy Vext hadn't said shit to him.
So yeah, he made a video making amends. He put it on his social media, never reached out to us. I've never gotten a call, a text, an email saying, sorry, I want to make amends. So what does that mean? I always say this, don't ever trust someone who only does good things as long as the camera's on. You know, and at that point, is that PR to show everyone what a good person you are? So to me, if you do that publicly, but you don't actually reach out to the people that you're supposedly making amends with, and there was no apology, but, you know, he said he forgives me, which is rich. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for forgiving me for the great, terrible thing I did, which I would like to know what that is. I still would like to know what that is. So a lot of that stuff, it's very, in my opinion, very passive aggressive. You know, mentioned all the magic that happened with those records, but purposely didn't mention my name as if I had nothing to do with those records. So, you know, if you know what to look for, I think you can see where things really lie. And I think that was a piece of, you know, of PR, you know, get some good pub. And listen, I'll take that over the crazy shit talk and like, you know, calling us terrible things and telling everyone how horrible we are and that we don't do anything and we're, you know, I'm not even gonna repeat this stuff. So I'll take that, like saying, hey, don't stop harassing Bad Wolves. Yes, I'll take that, but they also wouldn't have harassed if someone didn't tell them to.
So there's a lot to unpack there. First off, it is true. How the fuck are you're going to come and choke me and then come back and be like, you know what, bro, I forgive you. I forgive you for surviving when I choked you. When you're a guy like Tommy Vext and so much shit has been said, at this point, if you're a member of the Bad Wolves, this guy's been a piece of shit to you on every possible level. Like, the only thing Tommy Vext could have done worse is gone and like fuck Coyle's mom and like put the video out online and said her snatch was trash. Like, that's the only way he could have done anything worse to Doc Coyle. And then to come out and be like, you know what, Doc, I forgive you. Fuck you, dude. Guess what? Hot patooey right in your fucking face, you stupid asshole. So listen, it's he said, she said at this point, but I will say this. When it comes to Tommy Vext, you take his words with a grain of salt. He's obviously fucked. What you need to do is watch the guy's actions. Is he going to actually follow through on all this shit he said? Just because Doc hasn't heard from him yet, doesn't mean that Doc won't hear from him. That being said, you know, if I'm Doc, I don't even take that fucking call. I don't want anything to do with this motherfucker. Keep him miles away from me at all fucking times. And to Tommy Vext, listen, dude, I hope that that you're honest. I hope that you really do feel that way, and I hope that you really are looking to make amends and be a better dude and not fucking choke chicks and buddies and all that stuff, allegedly. And if that is the case, good for you. Otherwise, until he proves it, it's just more fucking Tommy Vext gum flapping, which is what got him in trouble in the first place. Let's see if Tommy Vext can do what seems to be impossible, which is go a year or two without being a huge, vile, stinking pile of shit. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but we will see. Anyways, moving on.